All right, I thought I should update everybody on the Diabolical Podcast. It has been on a bit of a hiatus, and I apologize for that. We got off to a great start. We had some really interesting conversations. We talked with Colin Moriarty, Alexis Kennedy, Ollie Barter, bunch of interesting stuff, and I want to do a lot more of that. So let me explain my reasons for taking a couple months off, even though we just started. Earlier this summer, went on a trip to Montana to our cabin up there. It's a very long drive. It was a fun trip, but it was very stressful, and it I don't know. By the time I got back, I felt like pretty exhausted and pretty done with, I don't know, just done with a lot of stuff. I didn't feel like making videos. I didn't feel like doing the podcast. Other things happened after, they're just personal stuff and stressful things, bunch of stressful things. This summer was just stressful. It was also really, really hot. My office was like it's still, even though it's gotten a lot cooler, the office just gets very warm. And so between sort of this funk I found myself in and not really like being able to be out here for long periods of the day in my office. Plus there's just fucking yappy dogs all the time. Everyone around my house has a yappy dog. It's just great. Anyways, so the malaise kicked in, and I got into what I would say was a pretty good little depression. 2021 has been a year for me of very much a year of struggling with depression and stress and existential crisis. It's just been a year. For me, 2021's been a lot harder than 2020, and 2020 was pretty hard. I know everyone's going through a lot of that, so I'm not trying to make excuses so much as like I couldn't physically or mentally imagine talking with somebody in a podcast situation. I went to this Bluegrass Festival last weekend, and we've gone to this festival many times. We've camped there before. We camped there this weekend, which is fun because you get all the musicians out of the campfires at night, and it's just it's just a nice experience. But for the first 2 days, first day and a half, I just felt so crazy antisocial. Like I just did not want to be around people. And I think, I worked alone and spent a lot of time alone or just with my my family for a long time now, but then the pandemic just kind of like made that isolation even more isolated, if that makes sense. And I have this very antisocial streak in me right now that is very hard to shake. So podcasting is really tough sometimes. It can really stress me out, and I enjoy it once I get going. Just like this festival I went to, I ended up having a great time, and I think it put me in a much better frame of mind, actually. But that's it. Yeah, I just have not been able to sort of feel like sitting down with people and talking with them. Even though I have such a good time with it, like we talked about Darkest Dungeon, and that was great. And I want to do more game-specific episodes. And just a wide range of stuff, right? I'm hoping to get Joe Abercrombie on and talk about his books, the First Law books and the Age of Madness books. That'd be really fun. So I'm back. I feel like I'm kind of back in a better frame of mind right now. I feel like definitely I'm on a tightrope because certain elements in my life, I won't go into detail, feel so precarious that like little things can just send me into a spiral of self-doubt and self-loathing and all that fun stuff. So mini midlife crisis maybe, huh? I turned 40 this year. So though I met a very nice older black gentleman at this Bluegrass Festival, where you don't meet a lot of black people at Bluegrass festivals, but he had dreadlocks, and he was a bass player, and he was a super nice guy. He said I look great. He said I look like I'm 35, and that was nice. Anyways, the podcast is coming back. I've got some interesting people lined up. I'm going to talk to Derek Smart. That's going to be fun, and some others. And Ollie Barter is going to be on again because he's just a fun guy to talk to and so knowledgeable about the game industry. And if you guys have any thoughts of who I should talk to, let me know, because I I love recommendations, and you, I'm sure, have some good ones. So thank you. And I'm sorry that I've sort of dropped the ball on that podcast, on the Diabolical Podcast, but it is coming back. And so it may not be every week for a while. It may take a little while to get to the weekly podcast. It may be a bi-monthly type thing, or bi-weekly type thing, until I can get the ball rolling a little bit better. But it is coming back. It is here. It has not gone away. It is just taking a nap. And thank you for your patience. Peace.